Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Mrteamguy with another episode of Gaming Spotlight. Today I want to talk about an indie roguelike card game called Hand of Fate 2. It was developed and published by Defiant Development on November 7th, 2017. Hand of Fate 2 is a dungeon crawler set in a world of dark fantasy. Master a living board game where every stage of adventure is drawn from a deck of legendary encounters. Okay, let me explain what is this game all about. You look at map, there are areas you can explore. Each area has a storyline and quest and so on. You go to an area and the dealer sets up the area's board, which has a lot of face-down cards. You control your miniature, which then moves from face-down card to face-down card, turning each one over and resolving the encounters they represent as you move. One face-down card might contain a shop where you buy supplies. Another face-down card might have a thief, who takes some of your gold and you must chase him to get it back. Maybe you come across peasants fending off highwaymen, and you decide which side to help, if any. Depending on your choices, you may have to face chance-based minigame, such as rolling 3 dice and trying to get at least 12 on them all combined across 2 rolls, or picking from 4 face-down cards, and finding the 1 success card rather than the 3 failure cards. Sometimes there's combat. You zoom in and your miniature comes to life, and suddenly you have to use it to fight off the enemies. Sometimes you have allies. Eventually you also get companions who help as well. Your equipment is gained through shops and rewards from encounters, and is also visually represented as cards showing stats like defensive or offensive power, and special attributes. Some types of weapons are better against some types of enemies. It's very involved but very intuitive for how much there is to process, and the developers did a fantastic job streamlining things to be more intuitive than the first game. You also have free resources: health, food and gold. You use a food each time you move to a new encounter, but not for retracing your steps over old encounters. And moving with no food results in losing health each step. Health, if it reaches 0, kills you. And gold is used for shops. Many encounters interact with your resources in some way, such as villagers giving you food for saving them from bandits, or a nobleman paying you to save him instead of commoners. That's just a surface level view, and the gameplay is very deep and takes a lot of effort to really master. There's enough new in this version, but the first game was fantastic, and this one lives up to the legacy. This game hit all the right notes with me when I was burned out on just about everything. Combat is a fair amount smoother, which was a larger issue in the first game. New card mechanics such as the Wheel of Fate and dice rolls are a welcome addition. Having just to pick a card got boring very fast in the first game. New enemy types that require their own personal touch to defeat helps keep you on your toes and makes combat interesting throughout. Challenges feel unique with their own encounters and objectives. Food has been tweaked. You now only starve if you encounter an unrevealed card with no food. You can camp before moving, allowing you to trade with a minor NPC and consume food without moving. Certain stronger equipment require fame to use. Fame is gained by completing encounters. Some people will complain about the fame mechanic, but I like it. It adds some balance to a stronger equipment you can get, and forces you to try out other pieces you otherwise wouldn't touch. Well, of course this game has some flaws. I had some nasty FPS drops during the encounter transition phase, and the companion AI is pretty terrible. I've been using Colt or whatever his name is, and every combat he's swinging at the dead enemies while I'm surrounded by the other 6. Dodging is a pain in the ass, at least in my experience. I'm dodging attacks moving several meters away from enemies, but yet they still hit me. I don't know whether it's a hitbox issue or if the animation is faulty, but it makes hitting enemies more dangerous than just using hit and run tactics. During combat animations such as finishers, I'm still getting hit by attacks with no way to avoid them. This is especially noticeable with weapon specials. I'll activate and still take damage from enemy attacks where I can't dodge or block because I'm stuck in the animation. Also, there's a lot of unskippable cutscenes. Have you changed your weapon? Well, enjoy a cutscene you already seen dozens of times you can't skip. Like seriously, enough of those goddamn cutscenes. But still, Hand of Fate 2 is really good. The plot is compelling, fighting is entirely skill based, well of course certain encounters require luck. Complete game for $30, free endless mode coming soon. Developer is known for fixing bugs and offering free DLC when possible. Gentle learning curve that gives you plenty of chances to learn important information like special attacks and finishers. Playing first game is not required but highly recommended. Intuitive gameplay despite the massive amount of information to process, which is actually pretty impressive. Beautiful soundtrack and flawless voice acting. This is what a good sequel looks like, improved, refined and expanded upon. If you liked the first game, this is better in just about every way. If you haven't played Hand of Fate before, it's a fascinating genre mashup, and I definitely recommend to check it out. Okay, this is your boy Mrteamguy with another episode of Gaming Spotlight. Just want to say thanks for watching and have a nice day.